So, in theme of this show, apparently, we have another fight that has fallen out. Mike Tyson can't fight
Man,
Jake Paul due to some health issues, which
crazy.
we expected anyway. Just kind of an odd fight to put together. But I don't know if it's official, but I've seen multiple reports that Jake Paul will be fighting Mike Perry.
Yeah, it is official. It is official. I reached out to Mike Perry. Boy, making a good bag. Boy, making some good money. You know. But Mike Perry, I mean, just shout out to him, bro. Like being able to, you know, once he got cut from the UFC, changed his whole career path up, and to get into, you know, a realm of bare knuckle boxing, get into, you know, boxing alone, and be able to introduce himself to a whole different fan base now. You know, my man just blowing up with the numbers. You know, he doing this thing with his I think it's an Underdog, you know, podcast, and I really feel like Mike Perry, man, really has elevated his whole game and his career, you know, and now having the Jake Paul fight, I think, man, it's just a beautiful situation for him. I'm glad that this fight is happening instead of the Mike Tyson fight, you know, because why you want to fight a man, you know, that just had a stroke on a plane, man, and getting wheelchaired out? They were still trying to reschedule that fight. They were still trying to make that happen. But in my personal opinion, this the fight that if Jake Paul, you want a little bit more respect, beating a person like Mike Perry is going to give you that respect, not beating a 6-year-old Mike Tyson, right? And as much people have respect for Mike Tyson, because don't nobody have more respect for Mike Tyson than I do, where I literally, you know, imitated my whole style off of Mike Tyson and coming into MMA, you know, with the peekaboo style, with the footwork, you know, with the massive explosive shots. But regardless, though, it's just like, you know, time is undefeated against all athletes. And with Mike Tyson coming into, you know, the ring and trying to box, that wasn't going to be no fun situation to watch, you know? And if I swear for God, if Jake Paul would have knocked my boy Mike Tyson out, nigga, I would have had to go see Jake Paul. Not even on some competitive shit, nigga. It's just like, nigga, everybody look up to Mike, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfucking animals in the jungle. Tigers look up to Mike Tyson. You understand? So it's just like to see that situation, bro, you know, I just would have never fell in love with, because everybody want to have that old memory of Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying, back when he was 19, 20 years old.
Those days are over.
You know what I mean? Like that's over with, you know. But regardless, though, I think this is the best matchup that Jake Paul can make right now to really solidify his name, you know, to really go up against somebody that's just going to go after you and take those shots, man, and go for the kill.
Which, you know, just interesting, because you talked about it earlier, just to see Mike Perry's progression. Do you remember you fought Jordan Wright in Vegas? I cornered you for that fight.
Yeah.
But the week Mike Perry was having, I won't get into all the stuff behind the scenes that he was going with, but when he was fighting Tim Means, just all the chaos and craziness, he ended up losing that fight, missed weight, or whatever. And this,
I ain't gonna lie, my man was eating a burger before and posted the story talking about Tim Means. How you doing?
Yeah, just a crazy weekend.
Character.
He had a corner out there. The corner didn't even go out there, so it was just his girlfriend. Like, it was just a crazy time. But to see the progression, I'm happy for him.
Hell
Mike,
yeah.
I've only met Mike, you know, that week, but he was super cool. So I'm just happy to see his progression. But to get him into the fight, it's just interesting. You know, Jake Paul still not fighting a boxer, right? But Mike Perry is the closest guy in MMA who's boxing, right? Bare knuckle boxing. And we're going to see something very interesting in this fight. Mike Perry is a real fighter. And I don't know if Jake has fought really many of those or any of those. And what I mean is Ben Askren, you know, obviously a wrestler by trade, but, you know, he didn't embody the spirit of being like a fighter, hard-nosed fighter. What you're saying, like a Robbie
I'm going to see you outside fighting.
Yeah. You know, somebody who, regardless, win, lose, or draw, he's willing to put his life on the line and really bite on.
They try to say Diaz. Diaz was one of them. Come on.
But come on, just not at that stage. I believe Diaz is that type of competitor, but not at the stage of his career. Mike Perry's still in his prime. Mm-hmm. Diaz was kind of at the point where he just kind of wanted to make some money, in my opinion. He wasn't trying to be the most competitive. I mean, he threw a guillotine in that fight. Come on.
Just having fun.
Yeah, it was just it was something for him to do. He made a ton of money. But I know that Mike Perry is going to try to knock him the fuck out.
He taking this real serious.
It's not a joke to him, and I feel like he wants a point to prove. I don't think he wants to lose to somebody like Jake Paul, somebody who's kind of made it a show and kind of made it a game to be a fighter. And I think Mike Perry takes some sort of pride in starching him. So it's interesting just from that standpoint. I give Jake this. He's taking it serious. Do I think he's the greatest boxer in the world? Absolutely not. But he's made leaps and bounds and strides to really become a competent boxer at least. But he's going to have to fight.
Oh yeah.
He gonna have to fight this
Oh
fight.
yeah.
And I think that's something
you ain't gonna be handing out no watches to motherfuckers and talking about, hey, I'm gonna take you out in this round. You know what I'm saying? This is the time you gonna get knocked out, right?
Who you talking about?
You know who I'm talking about.
But it's gonna be a fight, right?
It's definitely gonna be a fight, and like I said, I'm intrigued definitely with Jake Paul and how he's gonna approach this fight, right? Because at the end of the day, like we said about Mike Perry, he already come from that. He gonna pressure that boy out the gate. So the thing is, though, because we know he can't box, so we know he ain't got no footwork on him. So my thing is, they really gonna have to meet in the middle, and I think it's gonna be shot for shot. I don't think this fight make it out the first round, bro. I really don't. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not even saying that Jake Paul even loses this like straight off the bat, because Jake Paul still got good power.
He has a lot of power.
That's a lot of good power, you know. And if you run into it, because don't catch me lying, but I think they trained together before. Mike Perry and Jake Paul have trained and sparred together, so they recognize each other for sure. But I believe just under those lights and when that time to go, Mike Perry just gonna switch it, and it's just gonna be a situation where, like I said, I don't see a motherfucker making it out the first round in this one.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
yeah,
I'm interested to see how Jake Paul deals with a fight. Tommy Fury and him was like a sparring match, right?
Yes.
And most of the guys that he's gone against haven't been competitive enough
to
with him
get it there,
to make it a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Perry, win, lose, or draw, he's going to fight you.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
And I think it's only going to last 3 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long.
Yeah. I think Mike Perry going to get him out of there.
We'll see how if Jake Paul wants to prove he's a boxer.
We're gonna find out.